can make references to in terms of if you want to drill your borehole, what distance from your septic tank, what distance from this or that. But right now we are going to bring out a regulation that will be more like a codification. And then the moment we give you a permit, we will also be able to monitor what you are doing. Not because we want to collect money from you as a revenue, and I know it is not for revenue. It is simply for us to be able to monitor, guide and advise to ensure that at the end of the day, another thing with depletion, if you deplete underground water, it can result in subsidence. For instance, you have 100 houses. All of them, they dig their boreholes. Each one of them with their boreholes.
Punch holes.
Invariably, one borehole managed effectively would have served that area.
Yes.
But when you have 100 boreholes, you are creating a danger in that area. You are also likely to deplete the underground waters in that, because we are dealing with aquifers. And at the end of the day, it is very easy for you to create a problem for these aquifers in being able to supply water. So these are the kind of things that the Commission is out to give a focus to. And if you look at the Lagos State Water Sector Law, it is looking at sewage, it is looking at the Water Corporation, it is looking at issues of adjudication. So the Commission is something that will add value tremendously and effectively to Lagosians. All you need to do is be able to assess the Commission and be able to let us know the problems you are having.
Okay. But, so, Professor, what you're saying, in other words, is that as of now, you need a permit before you can sink a borehole. One has to go talk to the regulatory body, not just decide, I don't have any water, Mr. Man, please come and put a borehole here for me. I have to go get a permit to do that.
That is what we want to put in the offing.
Okay. But what about those who already have boreholes? What do they do?
Those who have boreholes. Okay.
Yeah, one of the things that we know that Lagos is very large, and if for domestic, we've divided borehole utility and abstraction of water to domestic, industrial, commercial use. And the domestic use is the one that proliferates it, that have, within a square space of 20 square meter, you have 3 or 4 boreholes individually dug.
I lived in a block of flats, and 3 of us had boreholes.
Yes, you see?
3 boreholes in one compound.
That kind of thing has to be regulated. So, but our focus is to begin to correct the future by setting rules. For instance, a borehole driller has to be licensed, and it is only the licensed borehole drillers that can drill boreholes in Lagos effectively after the regulation is passed. Our focus is not on domestic use, because water is supposed to be free. But if a commercial and heavy user, maybe using about 50,000 liters, 5,000 liters of water, extracting that kind of volume, then we need to regulate you. We need to have your license. We need to capture the data in order to see and to be able to project in that particular aquifer that you are tapping from, if we can get sustainability, over the years, that you continue to tap into it. And of course, to formulate a policy in order to preserve that aquifer, and that's why we need to regulate, particularly the commercial and industrial.
So if I wanted to do one for my family now, I don't need to go get any permit. I can just call a certified borehole driller. It must be a certified borehole driller, registered with the Commission. Okay.
One of the things that I would just like to say, one of the things that we've seen in Lagos State, and this is one of the things that is Lagos State government is taking very seriously, the hydrological survey for groundwater in Lagos State. The last one was done in 1996. There's another one being undertaken now. Shows that because of the rate of abstraction of groundwater in Lagos State, we're a littoral state. We're surrounded by the ocean, the salt water. There's a lot of saline intrusion now in our underground water. And the saline intrusion basically means that because we are abstracting so much, we've created a vacuum. And so salt water from the sea is seeping in underground. This compromises the fresh water that is available. We've heard that probably the next world war is going to be over fresh water.
In Lagos?
In the world. There's water everywhere, but how much of it is really usable in terms of drinking and all of that? Lagos has been talking about, we were talking about investments earlier. Lagos has been looking at ways of making water available. We've talked about desalination plants. Of course, we have water all around us. How do we access the water? It's very expensive to put in place a desalination plant to access water. And that is why it's very important to conserve and preserve the fresh water that is available to us. So regulating groundwater abstraction is absolutely necessary. It is not a whim. It's something that has to be done. Otherwise, we will have all the water. It will be useless to everybody. Industrial pollution going on, polluting groundwater sources, making it totally unusable as a drinking water source.
Okay, we're running out of time now, but quickly, how do you intend to regulate water that is supplied by investors, for instance, who are going to come in?
Yes, our law allows us to
future.
license. What basically, if you're a water service provider in Lagos State, you will be licensed by the commission. That means that if you, for example, are a water service provider in an estate, or the state has granted you a concession to provide water in a particular area, you will be licensed by the commission, by which we will be able to control your activities and ensure that people actually get value for the
Are
services.
you going
that
to be
you provide.
collecting the water regularly and testing it?
Yes,
Yes.
we do that now. We already do that now.
Okay. Well, all we can do is wish you luck and hope that you can give the whole of Lagos water, because water is essential.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. We've been chatting with Mrs. Tanwa Koya, Executive Secretary, Lagos State Water Regulatory Commission, Professor Lanre Fagbon, Professor of Law and Environmental Expert, as well as Engineer Bimbola Onofowoko, an engineer and management expert. Thank you all very much for coming.
Thank you.
Sunrise will be right back now with the home stretch, which is the part that I really love. See you in just a moment.